Hey guys, cool about my back. I'm Rick.
Eric.
Aaron.
I'm Calvin.
We're back with Neon Genesis Evangelion, where last time on we had Asuka be attacked
Yeah.
in her mind.
Yeah, she kind of spiraled after a previous defeat and did not help her next at-bat.
No, not so much.
She was left pretty emotionally vulnerable, and that vulnerability was attacked.
But they did defeat the angel. Rei threw the spear to the moon.
To the moon!
Literally to the moon. It's orbiting it now.
It's like-
we need it back.
We can't get it back.
It's like that scene where Ace Ventura is afraid of the bats in the cave.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a one-button press.
Yeah, and it just destroys them all.
Blend up all the bodies.
Destroy the evidence.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They were just disintegrating. So Rei being like, I'm the third one. Because I am the third one. Like, she's one of these, but do they keep putting the same soul? How do they get a soul? Like, how did Rei have a soul? Or did the first Rei have a soul?
How do they quantify a soul in order to say you have one or not? What's the test for that?
Yeah, they put souls in the Evas too.
Yeah.
Ritsuko mentions the Chamber of Gaff, and in Hebrew legends, it's like the room where God keeps all the souls, and like whenever he makes a life, takes the soul from that room and puts it in, and like when that room is out of souls, it's supposed to portend the end, basically.
And the number of Reis that we've had, I'm assuming one died from Ritsuko's mother. One died just there, and then this one's the third one.
It's the name of the episode as well, Rei III.
What's with the flowers?
Which
There's
flowers?
something about the flowers. Why would he say, will you water my flowers? And Shinji knows where they are. And then I was like, he's talking about the melons or whatever they were outside. Like he was like out there tending
had
the
his
garden.
garden.
That's what they were
And I'm like,
talking.
what's the point of this garden?
Just
But
concerned.
He called her and left her a message and told her to take care of his flowers. And Shinji will show you where they are.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I feel like there's secrets there.
Wasn't it?
You know, he got
Didn't
a
we talk
capsule.
about it at the time that it was like vaguely grave shaped and sized?
Was it?
Didn't we talk about that?
I don't remember it.
Don't recall.
I feel like it was. Maybe it was the thought that I had and didn't share.
Like his pumpkin patch?
Why don't you share it? Why don't you share it, Calvin? Was it
I don't
pumpkins?
know.
Is that what it was? I remember melons, pumpkins, something. He
Some
was
type
growing
of-
something. They
some
weren't
type
flowers.
of gourd.
So I don't know. It's just whenever they say that, I'm like, I remember the flower conversation.
I
What's so
don't know.
special about flowers? And then they got a little capsule with something in it. It's like maybe there's more secrets somewhere else. Maybe it's where he hid something.
They look like Rei capsules too, like the medicine that she takes.
She takes medicine,
Yeah, she has medicine.
and they have little chips in them.
I don't think they all do.
Oh,
I think that's just how Kaji hid it. I think.
What if you took the wrong one?
But the cat thing is interesting because Kaji was talking, I think it was with Ritsuko, about like going and visiting a cat or something before. And it sounded like code then. So like I wonder if that phone call she got was telling her that Kaji died. Because Akagi might not have known that.
the angels are getting. I don't like them.
Yeah, so the
They're
last
getting worse.
three, so we've had a halo this time.
Mm-hmm.
We had wings the last time, and then we had like a humanoid-ish shape the time before. And they've each connected to like a different pilot, which I think is interesting. But yeah, like this one hits Unit 0 and looks like its belly swells, kind of like in pregnancy.
Mm-hmm. He certainly felt that way.
And she was talking about like, is this me wanting to, I can't remember how she phrased it, but be connected to Shinji. I can't remember the exact words she used.
Be one with.
I want to be one with
Yeah.
Shinji. And she sacrificed herself. Of course, who knows what that means to her if she can come back.
Or how aware of all that she seems to be. She said that she was the third one here.
Yeah, like she seems to be aware of that, and the reason she wouldn't remember saving him is because of that.
I guess, yeah.
Is that something she was told, or is that something that's like innate to whatever creates her? Or...
Is it the same continuity of soul but a different body?
Yeah.
I wonder, like, what's their test? What's their standard of, like, this body has a soul, this one doesn't?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's...
Maybe it has something to do with the AT field. They can measure that.
Mm-hmm.
And why does Rei have one?
What, does Rei have a soul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of all of them,
She's the only thing that they've been able to be born from them with a soul.
yeah, I
Like-
guess.
Like everything else, they have to imbue a soul into. So they have to take one that exists and put it in for it to work.
And she's the one who seemed most robotic, or I don't know. I guess everyone has like emotions and stuff, but she's just kind of like void of
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, she's the doll.
She does not express herself.
And is that soul the reason Gendo's so protective of her?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we don't know a lot about the whole Yui stuff.
She remains a vessel of hope for you.
Artificial something laboratory. I didn't get where they went.
Artificial evolution.
Is that what it was? Evolution. So they have 4 more Evas that they're trying to expedite the manufacturing of. When they said 8, they were talking about 8 more, or were they talking about the 8, including the ones that we've already seen?
8 in total.
I think 8 in total.
But we lost 0, right?
0 has been lost, and 2 is unpilotable because of what Asuka's going through at the moment. So we really only have 1 that's functional.
And I don't know what the state of 3 was destroyed too, right?
3 was destroyed.
The one that what's his name was in Toji.
Yep.
Last episode, they said something about, like, construction of a number through 13 in 7 locations, but I don't know if that has anything to do with the EVA constructions or not.
Yes, I think so.
I think so.
And we're also getting 1 more angel according to the Dead Sea Scrolls, which will be number 17. So according to the scrolls, that's the last one.
Where are the scrolls from?
Yeah, nothing happens.
The Dead Sea.
If not written in the scrolls. These scrolls.
Right, he said squirrels.
As the scrolls command, yes.
Dead Sea squirrels. That's why it's so salty.
Dead squirrels.
Yeah.
Always putting their nuts in it.
Salty nuts.
Salty nuts. Okay.
I don't know what to do with this. There's lots of cuts where like we went to something and it felt like they were realizing something or giving more, and I'm like, I want to stay with that one. And we cut to someone else and it felt like they were doing. I want to stay with that one.
then
But
you-
just stick with one.
And then you cut
Yeah.
to
Quit
the,
jumping around.
you cut to the EVA graveyard and just all the pain and suffering. It's filling up these gigantic holes and
Well, yeah, like Ritsuko discarded all of those rays, but like what else has all been discarded? And
Sure.
for whatever this project is, whatever their plan is.
Did Misato? She looked at whatever that chip was, right? That she got in the capsule.
I assume she did.
I mean, she
Like,
was
is
like...
that why she went and? I felt like we just jumped to being like, wait, we have a gun on Ritsuko.
Ritsuko?
We had a gun on her all of a sudden, and Shinji was there, and I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Like I felt like we skipped. Like I don't know. I felt like we skipped a part, and I was like, how did we get to this point? We just did. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe the how-to wasn't important, but I was wondering like what was in the capsule and what she got, but I don't think we got that information.
I don't think so.
They just called Shinji and said, "You're not being surveilled anymore." I'm like, "Oh, okay, he's not being surveilled anymore." And then he was there, and I was like, "Oh, is that what that meant?" But what? How did this happen?
I think she convinced him that since he wasn't under surveillance anymore, that he should go out. And then she left separately and caught up with him and then led him to the place where she met Ritsuko.
But that doesn't
Down on
make
her,
sense
like,
in the same
all
sense
right, we're gonna find
that
out some answers.
Ritsuko was like, only if he comes, and like he came out of the shadows, and felt like it was supposed to be like, oh, he's here too. But I don't know. I was just kind of like,
Oh, did she say that?
Yeah.
I thought Misato said that.
No, I thought Akagi was the one that brought Shinji there. in
Is
order
that
to show
who
him the
called and
truth.
said you're not being surveilled anymore?
I think so.
Is that who called? Okay, I mean, I just thought it was Misato.
Okay. Yeah. That makes more sense then.
Yeah.
If it's the way you said, but flipped from what I was thinking.
Not Misato, but
Yeah,
Ritsuko.
but from the beginning. I was thinking that it was Misato from the beginning, but actually it makes so much more sense if it was Ritsuko.
Yeah. And she was also looking at a picture which was the
The Ikari family.
And her mom, I think,
Yeah.
in a picture.
Mm-hmm.
I guess just tired of all this stuff. I don't know.
And that was also during the time where the Sela were saying, like, we need someone.
Sure.
Someone to take the blame. Someone that knows what happened.
It's like, we don't want to violate you anymore.
Yeah.
Or do something else.
Yeah, pretty sure they raped her. But
What?
But why?
There was no one there. How? What happened?
They're blocks of stone.
I don't know what's going on.
Maybe I'm too dumb for this show.
Sometimes I feel like I'm skipping the parts where I'm like, why am I not just following this character to see what the story is? So I was like, how did we get to here? What made? I'm hoping the next episode we flashback. Cause sometimes we flashback or something like that too. But right now, I don't feel like I have an idea of why Akagi wants to do this. I don't feel like I'm in her head to understand her motivation.
why Akagi wants to do
Name anything. Like I feel like
what's her motivation for keeping the secrets
like,
and the lies and everything?
Her mom was a scientist and
Yep.
put together a lot of this stuff and was, working on trying to, I don't know, save humanity or not save humanity and make human Eva things and stuff. But for whatever reason,
Kinda is the three mages.
yeah,
Magi.
Magi's, right? Like, and then like she continued on that, I guess, to continue her mom's legacy. Probably understood it a lot and stuff too. But like, I don't fully get why she's switching now to killing all the Reis, and I don't know exactly what happened in that room where they went through and like what is she supposed to take Akari's position, Gendo's like spot? Is that the idea? And if so, why is she supposed to be naked in this room with a bunch of just voices talking to her? And I don't know. I guess I don't know what's going on.
So I'm pretty sure that they like tortured her in order to get her to talk. It probably wasn't necessary. Like I think she would have said the same thing anyway.
Gotcha.
As for why she's doing, I think her and her mom are obsessed with Gendo. Why, I don't know. I don't know what they see in her.
Her mom had an obsession. That's why she killed the little Rei clone.
And then here she was like, that man.
There was that man thing.
Yeah.
So she is also like, so like when she's looking at that picture, she's like, him. He's
Yeah. There's certain things that you can see, like what hand people were using or what side people were sitting on, and also when she's wearing lipstick and when she's not. That can give you some clues as to how she feels about who. But I think that she is also, like her mom, obsessed with Gendo. But I don't know why. But I think that's driving most of her actions, or it was until this point. But I think here what she saw was Gendo chose to risk things that she's aware of by sending Shinji to go save Rei. And I don't think Akagi thinks that Gendo would do the same for her, especially after she hears the consul say that she was sent there instead of Rei to answer their questions and to go through whatever it is that she went through beforehand that led to her being naked. So I think that's what broke her, and I think that's why now she destroyed all those Reis and is showing Masato the truth, and seemingly wants to die.
I'm right there with you. With like, I do not understand what they see in him.
I mean, he's very driven, right?
Yeah.
And he's seemingly capable. Like, it seems like most everything, if not everything, has gone according to his plan. It's just, what is his plan and why?
I know he has a plan.
And it
I don't
seems
know
to
why
be a
I trust
different
it.
plan than what Sela's plan is.
Yeah.
At least somewhat.
Well, yeah, he's insubordinate. Egregious insubordination
Yeah.
is what they've accused him of.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to use the spear.
No, we can't recover the spear.
He almost assuredly wasn't supposed to sabotage the power cell from Germany.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that was probably not a good thing. And then Unit 1's not meant to move because it had its weird eating other Eva moments and stuff,
Yeah.
right? So it's like on hold.
Yeah, it had like an evolution almost.
Yeah. So the idea of
Like a Pokemon.
like Asuka had said, like, didn't send Unit 1 to save me, but they sent Unit 0 to save her, and that's who threw the spear, right? Like that.
Yeah.
That was the same thing that Asuka was supposed to do, and Asuka showed up and then didn't do anything, and then they sent Unit 1.
Yeah.
So I felt like, why are you being upset that they didn't send Shinji when I feel like Rei was able to handle the issue, but maybe if Rei couldn't have, would they have sent Shinji? And I feel like the answer is yes, because there's an angel going to do things, and you got to kill the angel. That's the priority at the time.
I think part of it is Asuka didn't want to be saved by Rei. Like, I don't think she would want to be saved by Shinji, but she would be more okay being saved by Shinji than by Rei, because Rei's a doll.
Sure.
And that ties
Like
into her
that-
childhood trauma.
That power scales her even lower than if it were just Shinji saving her.
Sure. But in the same thing, too, of talking about Akagi being like, oh, well, he sent Shinji to save Rei. He wouldn't have done that for others. Like, I don't know if we can say that or not, because Rei was able to save Asuka, whereas if she would have shown up and failed or froze
Sure.
up or whatever, what then would have been the solution? I feel like the only solution from there, if
Would have been
0
Shinji.
and 2 don't work, you have to send 1.
Yeah, unless there's something else we're not aware of.
Yeah, so, I don't know. It seems like a weird thing to have people kind of be upset about or something, I guess.
Well, we know they're trying to build 4 more Evas.
And you might have missed it because it's real quick, but when Rei exploded, she pretty much took Tokyo 3 with her.
Oh, yeah,
It
she
was
did.
big,
There,
yeah.
there was a
Gigantic
crater,
explosion.
and the bay was leaking into the crater.
Yeah.
And
Like,
she
there's
turned
nothing
into-
on the surface left. It doesn't
Which
look like.
Seeley said is good for their plans, whatever that means. So, who knows?
The Eva also turned into Rei.
The
I don't know
Eva-
if it really did, but it turned into Rei for a second.
Yeah,
And
it
it
did.
blew up. And I was
Sure.
like, that's weird.
The same way the end of the tentacle thing turned into Rei.
Yeah, the
and
end of it.
was like taunting Shinji.
And it didn't seem to understand loneliness. Like it could feel something in Rei, but it called it pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rei doesn't. She has that. I am me. I am not you. So she has some type of identity marker, but then the thing at the end was turning into her. But, okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
hers has to be more confusing than any of the rest of them, right?
Yeah,
Well, because she inside was
that's the
talking
most
about, like,
confused I've been.
Wait.
Right just now.
is this me? It was like, is this me or the other me
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
in here? Which could have been, like, another Rei or Yui, I suppose, like, depending on how exactly this is working.
Yeah.
But then it's like, no, there is, like, the angel aspect that's in here, too.
Yeah,
right?
like
And that's
is
like who
the,
she was
is the
talking
other
to.
her?
It could have been any combination of the two talking about the other one.
And then going through the idea of, like, pain and loneliness and all that stuff.
It could be memories. It could be souls. Like
Yeah, like
Who knows what's in
like
there.
if we're thinking about, like, Aaron, you brought up the magi being aspects of someone. Like, what if there's only one aspect of someone in the Eva that is, the most effective form of that person's psyche to be a fighter?
sure.
What if that part of them doesn't understand the other more subtle emotions and differences and stuff?
Like it's
And that's
inter-
what it's struggling with.
And we saw what happened with Asuka's mom. Like if part of that whole thing was her soul being in that Eva, then like it seems to be that they separated body from soul, right, and left the body behind.
Sure. You pluck a soul and put it into the Eva, because only Rei was made with a soul or whatever.
And the Magi is a good point and an interesting question, where like the Magi is both 3 and 1. So is there one soul split into 3 in there? Is that how that works? Or is it one core soul that feeds these 3 things?
Feels like it's one split into 3 because they operate
Independent.
completely independently and sometimes contradictory to each other.
Yeah.
trying to solve the issue of Trinity. Good luck.
So like Father, Son, Holy Spirit stuff.
But this,
No, man, I put on my apologetic hat. It's like water. You can have it in gas form and liquid form, and that type of thing. It's all different, but it's all the same.
this whole thing seems to be what happens when you try to mess with the soul,
Yeah.
or when you try to create God.
Wait, which is angels come and try to eat you, or something? They're probably just trying to come and free Adam, who's stuck down in like some weird prison down in that little ball.
Could be.
Like he keeps regenerating. He must be
Sure.
alive or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like there was something there that they were using, they were experimenting on.
Well, yeah.
Before, right?
And they
like
were
it
saying
wasn't
about-
entirely human.
They said about the Longinus spear and that how'd they word it? It's like we weren't we were still trying to make Evas, and it sounded like that spear was important to making Evas. So I'm like, maybe that's the thing that they can use to like cut off a leg and take this leg and go make more Evas. Because in the same idea of Adam to take the rib and make a woman, you gotta take a part of Adam to make an Eva.
It's like starfish.
Yeah, but maybe you can't just cut him with anything. You need
you need
this
something that
special
will
spear or
actually
something.
damage
It's like
him. Or
if it's
sever.
Superman and you have kryptonite.
Yeah, you need a special kryptonite blade to like cut him and take parts of him to make Superwoman.
But it's as if Superman can regrow himself.
But he can heal pretty good when he got sun and no kryptonite.
Sure.
You know,
And then
But
there's
can he
grow his legs back or something like that. If he was,
grow another him from his arm?
can he grow a Superwoman? Can you clone a Superwoman or whatever they're doing? And the first angel or this Adam or whatever didn't like that. I don't know what blew up. I don't know if it was that guy. Like, did he get all glowy? Like, it was a big glowy white
Saw
leg.
a big glowy
you know?
thing. Yeah.
It was his leg super glowy. It's already white. Was that the thing that blew up everything? Or was it like what the Eva did when it turned into like
Rei?
that worm and Rei and it blew up real big, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. Did the worm turn into Rei? Did the Eva turn into Rei? Or did the worm and Eva and Rei turn into Big Rei?
And what is Rei?
Man, I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to.
Rei doesn't exist anymore.
Am I supposed to know?
I don't know.
What do you know?
Thank you guys for watching our reaction to Neon Genesis Evangelion. If you want to see our reaction to the rest of the show as well as end of Evangelion, you can head over to blindwave.com right now and go beyond. And also, soon, if not now, or you're too late, vote for the replacement for this show.